I am Anissa, and
Enoch Prophet.
And we are Evol Podcast.
Yes. We are the seeds of the Elohims, exposing the schemes and crushing regimes and powers that be. Keeping us down, stolen the crown, we perfecting the sound. Music is changed, the artist is slain, souls are lost. People get sold.
I mean, we always do that.
We do. I don't know the fuck.
I like keeping our not playing synchronicity going. I like,
Okay,
like
cool.
We are so in sync, and I like how natural it flows. But how are you?
Good. My week was all right.
It was all right. Was it better?
It was better than last week because I went to the movies. I did the movie.
Okay.
Thing.
What did you see?
I went to go see The Nun.
Okay. So, who's in that?
I don't know. A couple of white people. I have no idea who's in it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not up on movies. On movies. So, yeah, I don't keep up.
Yeah.
I want to see some movie called White Boy Rick.
I'm definitely going to go see White Boy Rick.
Yeah, I want to see White Boy Rick. And my son asked, he was like, I want to see the movie White Boy Rick, Mom. And I was like, you do? So he said, yeah. I said, okay. I'm not a big movie goer, though. I don't love going to the movies.
I love going to the movies. Why don't you like going to the movies, though?
What's
your thing with the movies?
Sometimes I don't have the attention span to sit through certain things, and it doesn't always draw me in. So I have to pay, and it's kind of like, playing Russian roulette, like I don't know if it's going to be for me. And so I pay this money, and I drive my car, I spend the gas and the time and all these things, and then I get in there, and I'm just like, okay, I could have waited for this. A lot of the black productions I do like to support just to give it the box office hit.
Right.
And I do check my tickets to make sure, my ticket stubs, to make sure that we are seeing that movie. But I'm not a big movie buff. And even television, I watch a lot of old stuff. I'm so antiquated with television. I'm just not that big on it. I'll stumble upon a show, and sometimes I will tune in to some of the ignorance just because I like to do some mind-numbing shit that'll take me off of thinking about politics and socialism and myself and growing and self-help and, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I gotta, stop being so intense.
You've tuned in to WOW Radio on www.wowuradio.net.
So I will tune in and yell at the TV like, what? Girl, cut it out. Right. You know what I mean? But if I miss it, I miss it.
See, I don't own a TV. I don't have a TV. So I have Netflix and this monitor screen.
But that's what I watch those shows on, though. I watch it from my television on those apps.
It all depends on what movie it is I like to go see. I like to check out Denzel Washington movies. I like to check out Samuel Jackson movies.
Fuck. Yes, dope as fuck. Who misses those, though? Like, I feel like those don't count. Who misses that?
Yeah, but sometimes I just want to go to the movies and be like, oh, that looks interesting. I don't know who the hell the actors are. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what happened with The Nun. So we went to go see The Nun. Went out on a date. Went to go see The Nun.
Oh, you went on a date?
It was cool.
Wait. Okay, let's wait before we get into that. Okay, let's wait.
Okay.
You went on a date.
But I was saying, my damn big screen on and shit. So,
yes. So you didn't tell me you went to the movies because you went on a date.
Yeah, I went to I was on the date.
Okay. Well, we're sticking a pin in that. Let's stick a pin in that.
Yeah, let's stick a pin.
So you went to the movies. You randomly picked a movie. Did you guys enjoy it? Is the question.
It was okay. It was supposed to be scary, but it was okay. We both decided that it was okay. We still enjoyed the movie itself, but it was okay. We, I don't think.
So so you went on this date, but listen, you went on this date. The movie wasn't scary, so she couldn't be like. You try to scream, but Tara, take the sound before you make it. And you start to freeze, and so it looks you right between Enoch, and grab your arm. She couldn't be like that. She couldn't be like, eek, I'm scared. Grab his arm, Everybody knows Enoch eats his veggies. He's vegan. He jumps rope. He runs. He works out. We all know that. And if you don't know the term "what the veggies do," then that means you haven't been checking us out often enough. Because
not at all.
The brunch bitches made that up because we wanted to know what the veggies do for the ladies. Okay, because the ladies asked us, "Oh, he's vegan? Wow." Really? And so they started giving us all this feedback, like we heard veganism dudes have to stand. We were like, oh, shit. Oh, so I said to you, Enoch, what them veggies do? The ladies want to know. What them veggies do, Bill. And so you said, listen, you're getting a little personal. But all I was doing was bringing back. I told you I leave the women folk village, and I come back to you, and I throw the women folk questions on the table. So anyway, so you went on a date. You went on a date. Okay. So how did you meet her?
So I went out on a date, right? And
so we can't know how you met her. You don't have to say her name. We just want to know. Can you give us a generalize how you guys met? Did you meet each other, like just bumped into each other walking? Did you meet each other picking up a fresh melon in the grocery store? Like, just give us a generalization.
Well, actually, I would say I've known her for a while. So
okay, so it wasn't a fresh meeting. Okay,
it wasn't a fresh meeting.
I think that's good enough.
Yeah, went out to the movies, had a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not too stressful because everybody in the theater was. My thing is, some people when it comes to scary movies, they're not taking this shit seriously. I be hearing people laughing. I be hearing people trying to make their girlfriends or their husbands jump or whatever. But so that was the vibe in the theater. So it was
very light. It was an airy, light vibe.
Yeah, it was just like I heard people screaming, and I was cracking up because I'm like, why are you screaming on this part? This shit ain't even scary.
You know why? So, because they wanted that dude to put their arm around them and be like, are you okay? So you guys went to the movies. It was but still, did you have a good time with her, and did she have a good time with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Was that your first date? Was that a first date?
When I can see someone laugh, when I can understand that your laugh is coming from your gut and it's not fake, I know it's a good time.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It is a good time.
We went out before, but it's been a while.
So this wasn't the first date. Okay.
Nah. We went out before, but this is, it may be a long period of time that we don't go out. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this, doing that, blah, blah, blah. But this time it was more so, let's just go pick a movie because we wanted to go see.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a question, and you can do your Enoch thing that you do with me when you skip over. And I will go with it. Have you smashed before with her?
Say that again?
Did you smash?
No.
Oh, okay. So y'all haven't done it.
I'll be the fifth on that question.
You said no. That's not pleading the fifth. You said no.
Yeah, let me finish. I said no. I'm pleading the fifth on that.
Oh, no, you're pleading the fifth. Okay, I respect that. Did you ask her out on another date?
I would like to see you again. Like, let's do this again.
Okay, no, that's good.
But it's not. But it's not like hey, this is the time we're gonna go out. I know
no. That's good. No, because I'm gonna tell you, women, we look for while we're on a date.
Right.
If he doesn't say I want to see you again or ask us on another date, we check out.
Right.
And I've always been asked on one date on another date.
Right. The date got to be going well for me to.
That's how we know. That's how we know.
Let's make this happen. Let's do it again.
Okay, no. So that means that, mystery lady, whomever you are, your energy flowed well, and he said he wants to see you again, and that's a great thing. And that's a good thing for you, Enoch. That's beautiful. It's like it's so uplifting, to connect with great people. So for me this week, I invited an old friend over, and he's going to hear this on the show. And, I'm sorry that we didn't get to talk about this in the moment. We're not dating. This is somebody I grew up with and somebody I've known forever. He's a great guy, But in my home, everybody who knows me since I've grown up, we've always had to remove our shoes to walk in the house, number one.
Right.
Number two, I'm a lady of etiquette and some have called it bougie. I don't call it that because I don't I don't have any plastic in my house. We don't drink out of plastic cups and all of that stuff. Like, I like the appropriate glasses for certain cocktails and certain things. I also don't like the mix and match type shit. If you're drinking out of a highball glass and I'm drinking out of the appropriate glass for whatever cocktail we're drinking, that drives me crazy. And that's nothing to do with the person. It's all about me. I like ambiance. I like ambiance, and with that ambiance comes a certain uniform. The glass don't have to be matchy-matchy. The living room, the furniture, nothing has to be matchy-matchy. But I just like a certain flow and an ambiance, okay?
Right.
So he brought a bottle to my house to have cocktails and conversation for us to catch up, and he wanted to listen to the Evol podcast. And, we were doing that, but it caused dialogue while we were listening, and which is a good thing. And, he had fabulous responses and all. Like I said, he's a great guy. But two things he did that really, really, and I'm already, I'm kind of on edge, and it's about me. It's not about anybody else. I had really a confusing, really crappy week before. We discussed that on the podcast. Yeah. So now I'm kind of coming down, and I'm just like, and I thought it would be a cool thing to have an old friend over, and let's just sit and chat and catch up. But I had to tell him twice to remove your shoes. Oh. And his response to me was, you shouldn't be like that because you can just clean your carpet. Who can clean their carpet after every single time somebody walks in their house? I said, I don't want the outside in. I don't even sit on my bed in clothes that I've worn outside with bringing in pollen and dirt and, and we spoke spiritually. This is not just what you grew up on, and same here. It wasn't just what I grew up on. I did my research, and I found out numerous cultures do this. And all of them do it for spiritual reasons, not just, for cleanliness, but for spiritual reasons. From Asia to Africa to East Asia to, all of them do it.
Right.
And so he was like, it ain't a cultural thing. I'm like, wow, my nigga, it is though.
Wow.
And I'm like,
really
I don't care if it was or not. You disrespected me.
So did you tell him to leave? Did you tell him to leave?
He was leaving. So when he first came in, he did take his shoes off. So then when he came back, we went to grab food at the halal place. It was late at night. We were drinking. Went to grab food at the halal place. And then we came back, and he wanted to walk me to my door and make sure I was good. But, he was like, I didn't even use the restroom first. I said, absolutely. So he stepped on my carpet, and I'm like, you got to take off your shoes. And he was just like, oh, my God, I can't. I did it. You know what I mean? And it was a whole big thing.
Oh, right. That's why.
And I'm going to attribute it to the drinks, but here's what I believe. A drunk man speaks a sober mind.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. The second thing was, there's some people, everybody, guys, girls, everybody, because I have a full bar. I'm always very gracious with food and cocktails and everything else, green drinks, whatever, My house is the place where people come and sit at the table and have a very abundant, meal and sit and chat. And they get an abundance of positivity when it comes to conversation and everything else. So a lot of people do come and say, hey, I just wanted to bring a bottle and I think that's good etiquette.
Yeah.
So,
right.
He bought a bottle, which he's done before. I got the appropriate glasses out. They were, fairly small glasses, but not crazy. Not like a shot glass. He asked me for a bigger glass. So I said, okay. So I said, like, what? So I'm showing him glasses. He's like, no, bigger than that. And I'm like, what? So I said, like a highball? So he didn't know what a highball glass was, but I pulled it out. And he was like, yeah, so a highball glass is when you go to a restaurant, you get a big glass of lemonade or a big glass of water.
Right.
Those are highball glasses.
That's what beer goes in, right?
Beer and everything else, yeah.
Okay.
So here's my thing. Anybody who has people come over with wine and liquor and everything else, you came to my house and you brought a bottle, but then you wanted to hog it up. I'm not going to get drunk and pass out and try to keep up with you because you want to be greedy. I'm not doing that. I don't need to.
How do you get drunk? Oh, I mean, I'm not an alcoholic.
No, but she wanted a bigger glass because I got appropriate glasses for what we were drinking.